Hello everyone, my name is Tosin Akande and I'm the Clinical Manager and Preparedness Administrator for Wekan Kids Foundation. And today I'm going to be talking to you about the emergency preparedness safety plan that we have in place. As a provider of mental health services primarily to disadvantaged and marginalized demographics, we work with people in the communities within which we are located. We engage in advocacy, education, training, and creative arts to increase the number of mental health providers, reduce stigmas associated with mental health, and improve access to the mental health of people from minority and marginalized demographics. The nature of our work and the number of people we serve make our organization a soft target for terrorism. Considering the nature of the terrorist attack compared to other disaster or calamitous events, one of the chief organizational goals is minimizing the number of casualties while seeking the swiftest end to the terrorist situations. This is because terrorism typically aims to cause as much death and destruction as possible, and therefore effective response is vital to ensure that no one is injured or dies. However, safety against terrorism begins much earlier since such events are typically planned in stages. Certain suspicious activities, whether legal or illegal, may warrant further investigations. Therefore, it is essential to note activities such as eliciting information, testing security, recruiting teams, contact or data observation and surveillance of photography, attempted intrusion, mispresentation, theft, vandalism, cyber attack, expressed threat, or suspicious activity, aviation activity. You should note, however, that it is typically requires more than one of these incidents, depending on which it is, to calm suspicion. We cannot be suspecting every innocent photographer that passes by, especially in this stage of Instagram and TikTok. Ignoring spoken or written threats against our staff or premises would be foolish. Similarly, an attempted intrusion or breach should also be taken quite seriously. Therefore, as we, an organization, know the scale and nature of terrorist attack, even in an attack targeted at our facilities, the impact will be felt across the entire community and might even go beyond to be felt across state and country lines. Therefore, realistic and complete plans to encounter and mitigate terrorist attack include a device team with representatives from various organizations involved in coordination, delivery, execution, and support of capabilities necessary to address a terrorist attack. Admittedly, if a terrorist were to strike any facility, we would rely highly on law enforcement personnel to end the ordeal. Therefore, our safety goals and plans recognize the following as essential partners in the event of terrorist attack: territorial law enforcement, territorial emergency management, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Fire Service, Emergency Medical Services, hospitals, and healthcare facilities. The list is more prolonged, but the organization and agencies mentioned earlier have the most considerable role in swiftly addressing terrorist events. We can only be expected to contact some of these services providers independently. The gateway to all these agencies is a 911 call center. Terrorist events can occur in various ways. For example, the perpetrators may be multiple or lone wolves. Similarly, events might be singular or multiple, concurring, in which case we would have a complex, coordinated terrorist attack. Therefore, preparedness and mitigation rely highly on the agility and responsiveness of the staff at Weekend Foundation, beg your pardon. This is why we will have to have a drill to stimulate a terrorist attack and learn about the immediate safety measures one must undertake. An example would be a terrorist attack involving an active shooter. Excuse me. In such a case, the first measure of response would be to evacuate if there is an accessible escape path. It will be the best to evacuate regardless of whether others agree to follow and prevent others from entering an area where the perpetrator may be. Leave your belongings behind and keep hands visible to let law enforcement personnel know you carry no weapons. In evacuation, it's not an option. We should find a place to hide where the active shooter is likely is less likely to find us. Such a such a hidden place should be out of the terrorist view and protected if shots are fired in our direction, such as an office with a closed and locked door. However, such hidden place should not trap you or restrict your options for movement. Acting against the active shooter should be a last resort, only when your life is in danger. Nothing, Noting the psychological impact that terrorist attack have on the border community, the organization shall avail mental health services to all staff and family members, and strive to avail the same for community members. Thank you, and I hope this really helps.